Hi, everyone. For those of us who haven't met, my name is Michael Hope. I'm the Assistant Principal Bassoonist of your Calgary Philharmonic Orchestra, and I'm happy to welcome you here today. We're reaching that time of year when we recognize some of our musicians for their remarkable career accomplishments. Today, we're highlighting the retirement of three of our most distinguished players who are here with us today. Assistant Principal Horn, Heather Wootton. Assistant Principal Clarinet, Jocelyn Colquhoun. And composer and violist Arthur Bachmann. First of all, to all three of you, congratulations on your amazing careers. It's so great to have you here. I have so many questions for all of you, but first, I want to talk about your instruments a little bit and your relationships with them. And Jocelyn, what's been the most rewarding and quirky thing about playing the clarinet?
Well, I've played first, second, third, E flat, and bass clarinet. All of them have their quirks. I think one of the most fun, quirky things was playing Rhapsody in Blue, and there's this big, huge gliss up the clarinet. And that's one of the things, you know, I think I tried for 20 years to practice that thing. So when you finally get to do it, it was so satisfying to get it up. It was very satisfying. I don't know exactly if you mean what quirky, but I found this year some of the solos that I had to play, and like Sibelius won that solo. It's like the clarinet and a little murmuring of the timpani, and it's just the clarinet for a whole minute. And it's
fabulous.
It was really good.
It's a simple tune, but to make it sound so smooth, it's harder than, well, we all know how hard it is to make this smooth. But I just kept thinking, like, I just felt very vulnerable, and I think that I tapped into something there.
Nice. Arthur, the viola is often the subject of unkind orchestra jokes, but let's flip the script. What have you loved about playing the viola?
Well, the viola for me is in the meat and the little interesting bits of the orchestra. Okay, and every now and then, yeah, you get a little solo, but it always ends up being like a panic moment. And but when you get all the stuff that happens in the middle, I just love all that. It's all the textures, all the really, really interesting bits that are what make everybody else who are playing beautiful solos, they can just float above this other stuff. And I like being the other stuff.
That's great. Yeah, that sweet spot in the middle.
Yeah, it's the condiments. It's the condiments of a sandwich, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Everybody else can be the other bread and the other stuff and the meat and all that, but yeah.
It's not tasty unless you got the condiments.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Heather, what do you love the most about playing the horn?
Well, I love the instrument. I love the sound of it. It is very interesting how we sort of choose our instruments. You know, you find your voice. You find something that resonates with your heart, you know. Yeah, I love the sound of it. I love the role that we get to play in the orchestra.
It's a great role.
It is. It's really fun, and we get to play. It's a very chameleon-esque. Is that a word? No, instrument, because you know we play with you guys. We play with the strings so much. We play with the wind so much, and then we can be a huge part of the brass section. I mean, it's a very versatile instrument in that way. We have so many different voices, so many different characters. I love that people think it's very mysterious.
Off in the mountains.
Off in the mountains. What do you do with your right hand in the bell? You know. So it's a bit of a mystery to people, which is kind of fun too. So we like to let people think it's hard.
Yeah, I always thought that film composers, whenever they needed to depict majesty,
yes,
they're the horns.
We thought that when we were talking about how different, you know, you talk pride of lions and a herd of sheep. No, it's a flock of sheep. The instruments should have their own, and we thought that we'd be a majesty of horns.
Majesty was one.
I think it was a majesty of horns.
A gaggle of clarinets. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. A squawk of clarinets.
An apology of violas.
Funny.
Let's talk a little bit about the chapter of time which has been your era in the orchestra. A long time, 30 years plus. Jocelyn, the orchestra has changed a lot in the 37 years since you've gotten here. In your view, what is the biggest difference between the Calgary Phil of 1988 and the Calgary Phil of 2025?
Yeah, what I have felt more and more each decade is what a privilege it is to play in the orchestra. And I think I kept growing in my appreciation for my job as time went on. I think every audition, the level keeps raising. So I think there's been so many wonderful young players in all the sections. And I think it kept all of us keeping our playing up to a certain level, And I think that we're getting a lot of really interesting conductors too. Younger conductors, women conductors, some veteran conductors, but it's been really interesting to have a really good quality of conductors as well.
Diverse too.
Really diverse.
Well, and the role of conductor too has changed a lot, I think.
Right, they have
And
to be
how
everything.
and how they work with an orchestra has changed a lot, I think.
They have to be good musicians and good statesmen and good speakers.
Good people.
And good fundraiser and good, yes, they have to be a lot of things. I think the audience really loves to be engaged with the conductor. It really makes a huge difference that they feel invited into the audience and invited into the orchestra. And I think they start feeling a part of the orchestra more.
Wow. Heather, in the later part of your career, you, as Jocelyn mentioned, we've all found ourselves surrounded by younger musicians, some of them even younger than our own kids. What's been the most rewarding part of mentoring the next generation for you, if that's what you've been doing?
Have I? I suppose.
Yeah, well, just by being you.
It's hugely rewarding, actually. I mean, I'm as Jocelyn said, we appreciate our jobs even more now than I think we ever did, and I appreciate my colleagues even more now, and I'm able to sit back and really just be in awe of the talent that's on the stage and the vulnerability that you were talking about, and the contribution and the heart that's on stage and the connection. And I think as the world's gotten more ridiculous and more crazy and more divided, I am constantly awed by the way that many people can come together with one sole purpose and to create something beautiful and
as a collective.
As a collective,
As we were talking about, the French horns had a special connection, I think, the last few years. It's really a special group, and so much laughter comes from the section. You guys had a good time as well as sounded really good.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I think we've always had a close section. It's morphed over time, and I've sort of become the elder statesperson. But it's a joy. It really is. It's amazing to see people find their feet and give them that support and make them feel safe, and make them understand that they are appreciated and that we see their talent and we understand that we've been there, and we're not expecting perfection, but we certainly understand the pitfalls and the downfalls and the hard times and the doubts that creep in, and I think it's really important for us old folk to give them that support and let them know that they're doing okay.
Arthur, as the 39-year veteran of the viola section, have you felt like a mentor?
It's kind of funny because almost all of the viola section right now, most of them weren't even born when I started. And it's like, oh my God, okay. And so all what I can do, I mean, I can't.
My whole section.
Yeah. And I can't really, you can't really, in a sense, mentor them by saying, oh no, you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. Because I mean, they know what you shouldn't do. They're great players, and
They've mentored you.
Well, in some ways, yeah, because I mean, they play really well, and you're sitting beside this person that's getting all the notes, and you're going, well, okay, maybe it's a little bit more practice time today, but I'll take my viola home today, but not tomorrow. Anyhow, but it's one of those things that all we try to do is you just try to be there on time, be there engaged, be there, like physically, mentally be there, and hope that gets, I don't know, appreciated, I suppose, and that they sort of go, okay, yeah, that's what I should be doing too, and that's all you really want.
That's great.
Yeah.
Heather, you've been a dedicated advocate for our outreach and education programs, even receiving an award from Orchestras Canada for your efforts. Why has that work been so meaningful to you while you've been playing the horn at the same time at the Calgary Phil?
Well, it gives back too, because I mean, you work with these kids and you see them discover themselves, and you see them get excited, and you see them just recognize themselves a little bit and find things in themselves, and it's pretty special to be able to do that actually, and you get so much back from it.
That's great. What have you loved the most about playing in the orchestra these 39 years?
Now and then there would be a concert that would just absolutely give you chills and say, "This is why I'm here." Sometimes you just don't even know. Sometimes it's pop concerts. Sometimes it's a little Baroque concert. Sometimes it's an amazing soloist. You just don't even know. And just those things, my memories of those spots, those things. Sometimes it's actually a piece of music that I go, "Oh my God, this is," and that's the stuff that I will remember. And as well, I guess, the people that I was playing with, all these great people that I've had a lot of fun over many, many years with. I mean, like you've been there longer than I have.
Well, you grow with people too,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I mean, we've grown up together.
Yeah.
And
Spent a lot of time with each other.
been through some great happy
growing
times,
old
and
together.
growing old together. Been through some hard times and some sad times together,
Yeah.
and some joyous times.
Very
and
true, very true.
I think it's pretty rare to have that continuity in a career with people, and to be able to connect to them in that way too. Even just while you're working, you're connected.
And stay friends.
And stay friends, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, 39 years and you're still friends with people. Like, does that usually happen? I don't know.
Well, you're
glad
trapped
it
with
did.
them. You got to make it work.
You can't move your chair. I'm going to move my chair over there, the viola section. Right.
Why do you think that symphonic classical music, whether it's just in the 80s when you started or today, why do you think that music is important to a city like Calgary?
That's a really good question. I just think it has a way of bringing people together. And if you sit in a concert hall, whether you're on the stage or whether you're in the audience, I think it's one of the very few places where you can feel that. I talked about connection before, but I'm not sure that there's another place that you can do that. I mean, you get it maybe at a big festival or I don't know. It's not the same. It's not the same. And I think it's because everybody's so focused on the one thing and the experience of that and the emotion and the journey that it takes you on. I think it's pretty rare. And I think it's our job to make sure that people stay aware of it so they can, because I know that anybody that I know that's come and experienced it for the first time has always been, it's a revelation. It's like, I had no idea. It's a miracle. Like why didn't I know about this before? And I want more of this. There's very few people that come and experience and then don't want to come back. So yeah, it's all about connection, I think.
Wow. And Jocelyn, after 37 years with the orchestra, what are your emotions as you wrap up your career as a professional?
I just got emotional. I think, playing music, especially the clarinet, has been such a part of my life since I've been 12. And it has been the guiding focus, purpose, all through school, all through the orchestra, all through my life, all through my kids. And I think it will be a loss to let that go. It's so much of my DNA. And I've had such great experiences the last few years with my colleagues and some wonderful music, like the Mahler 2 that we just played at the end of the season. That was a great piece to end your career on, I think.
I could play it.
I got quite emotional. And I just answering that question, I feel emotional about really letting it go and making way, because it feels like if I was to draw myself, my clarinet would be right here, your heart and then if now there's an empty space.
It's like that picture, that sculpture of the guy. Have you seen that with the big hole?
Right. Yeah. So I think it's going to take some time to really understand what is going to fill that space.
What are you feeling, Arthur? I mean, what are you going to miss the most about being a pro?
Well, everything that Jocelyn said is absolutely the same thing. I mean, I even though I say I'm never going to play again, it will. It's been part of my life since I was 10, and focus and all that stuff, and the drive and the journey. But the big thing that I think I'll miss is the people that I will be playing with or not playing with, because I think that was one of the big things about going to the job is like, I get to see so and so and so and so, and we'll talk about this and talk about that, and we'll play this great music too. But let's talk about some other things, right? Have some fun, and so yeah.
As we wrap up today, I want to tell you why I'm feeling. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, it's been an honor to play alongside each of you all these years and to call you my colleagues. All three of you have inspired me and taught me so much. I mean, Jocelyn, watching you has taught me the value of always being positive and always being yourself.
Yeah, hard not to be, sadly.
And Heather, you've shown me just how much passion and affection can elevate everybody around you. And you're a model of love that way for everybody. And I've always appreciated that. And Arthur, your attention to detail and your quietly observant nature have set an incredible example for all of us. So thanks so much for that. So to all three of you, I want to say your colleagues hold you in the highest esteem and respect. And thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks.
Mike.
It's really nice.
It's been a joy to be with you today and to share some stories about our truly great musicians.